This is my classroom management screencast on pages 12 through 18. The biggest takeaway I have from this section is to always keep your students engaged. You can play music that they enjoy to keep them excited about the day. Cutting back on free time will give them less time to misbehave. In order to keep them constantly engaged, you need to maximize your instructional time. This can be done by having all the equipment needed for the day set up before your classes arrive and setting up in a way to minimize transition time. Using more equipment or doing activities in smaller groups will also cut back on students just waiting around. And another great way to make full use of your class time is to multitask, such as taking roll while doing your warm-up or using your warm-up to separate the class into teams or groups. Another important aspect of classroom management is respect. I've always been a big believer that you must show respect to get respect. This can be done in the class by learning your students' names and always looking them in the eye when talking with them. You should also always be encouraging and caring towards them. From the very first day, you need to make it clear what is expected of them. You shouldn't be too harsh because you want them to be comfortable in class and not constantly worried that they're going to be getting in trouble. A major part of classroom management is establishing cues for certain behaviors, such as a whistle blowing a certain number of times can mean to freeze, clean up, or line up. One of my favorite cues I have seen used in class was hands up, buckle up, catch a bubble. Hands up was to get everyone's attention as they threw their arms in the air. Buckle up meant to hug themselves across their arms so that they would keep their hands to themselves. And catch a bubble meant that they were supposed to pretend they were catching a bubble in their mouth so that they would stay quiet. Once you have your classroom rules clearly posted and understood by your students, you should act quickly when the rules are broken, and lastly, you should always remain consistent in how you enforce and discipline your broken rules.